Resentment, uncertainty, and sadness surrounds upcoming Stonewall event. It's been a week since Wilton Manors City Commissioners voted to ensure enforcement of the ban on live, public drag entertainment at next month's Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival. In this week's SFGN, online now and on stands tomorrow, I examine the sense of betrayal in the community and claims of misunderstanding by local politicians at the hands of the ultimate mean girl, Wilton Manors Governor Ron DeSantis. You can see our cover right there. Wilton Manors City Commission voted unanimously to amend the permit for Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival, ensuring producers follow all laws, including ones passed since the permit was issued in February, and I believe was one of the ones we just talked about and was signed today. The practical effect is to comply with the new law that appears to classify all live drag entertainment, regardless of content, as adult entertainment, and prevent drag performances on outdoor stages that will be set up all along Wilton Drive for the June 17 party. It appears people in drag will be allowed into the event and to participate in the parade. However, performing in the parade or on any exterior stage is likely to be prohibited due to being labeled adult entertainment. Detailed guidelines for attendance and participation are still being worked out by festival organizers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has said this law is needed to protect children and recognize parental rights. Kevin Quinlan, a concerned resident, pointed out online that this actually infringes on a parent's rights, saying, quote, "Families live in the community and love bringing their kids to Wilton Manors. It's the parents' responsibility, not the government, to decide what their children are introduced to seeing and viewing," end quote. Many are calling for outright defiance, but officials and organizers say doing that would win the day, but not the fight. Open violation could lead to the governor exercising his authority to remove elected officials and city employees. Wilton Manors City Commissioner Chris Caputo reluctantly voted for the amendment, saying it's unfair for city employees to get caught up in politics, telling me, quote, "While it's one thing for an elected official like myself to be removed from office, it's not fair to ask our city staff to potentially lose their job and the ability to get hired by any other Florida municipality," end quote. He plans to attend in drag on a float and encourages others to join him. Everyone from citizens to city employees to organizers are upset. SFGN and Queer News Tonight will continue to follow all of the developments and talk with planners, officials, and the entertainers who are affected by the hateful bill coming from the increasingly fascist GOP party in Florida. I can tell you, it's been a very rough week. As the lead up to signing this from the time it was, the thing was amended last week, and there are no good choices. The people who had to make the vote last week said, we don't want to do this, but we also feel that living to fight another day is important. And I've had people inbox me, I've had people call me, I didn't know how they got my phone number, it's fine, but they've called, they've texted me and said, you know, this can't be allowed to happen. But, and again, my heart and my head are split on this, but the reality is it's going to happen. How will we protest it? Will there be drag queens that just come out from the street and start marching? Will there be, you know, how is it the protest going to happen? We probably won't know until June 17th.
Because those decisions haven't been made yet, right?
Well, the decisions on who and will be allowed and in what capacity and in what outfit. There's going to be a dress code. There's going to be a dress code. And I'm not mad at the people who are going to have to create the dress code. I'm mad at the situation that's forcing us to start treating grown-ass adults like they're 8th graders in Catholic school and have to wear uniforms and no skirts more than 2 inches above the knee and whatever it is. It's ridiculous. Our state is ridiculous.
Sidebar note.
Yes.
Whatever happens on June 17th, we will make sure that we loudly discuss, do these exact same standards apply to Hooters? Just a heads up.
Exactly right.
Just a heads up.
No, one of the things that I actually appreciated this year of Miami Beach Gay Pride is that it came back as a political force. I mean, people were protesting against this guy, Fabian Basabe. And actually, I haven't seen that in Miami Beach Gay Pride in years. It was a very refreshing thing to see that we're not just a partying town.
Yeah.
That we came out to protest because gay pride is protest. And we have to do that here in Fort Lauderdale as well for Stonewall. Otherwise, it will be another circuit party.
I just want to, the asterisks, I agree with what you just said, but the asterisks here that didn't apply at Miami Beach that will apply at Stonewall in June is the law goes into effect today. Even if you can make the argument that the law is not going into effect yet, it still goes into effect because the chill fear that the governor has done has been successful. The difference in this parade and everything else that will happen now after Miami Beach is that there is the risk of felony involvement by the governor. And the one issue on protest, which I'm completely on board, pride is a protest, and let's have a protest. But you can't expect the city or a city government or a city manager or a police chief to risk the governor coming in and removing them because of not following the intent of the law or the actual law. It's so vague you don't know. That's what's at risk here. So to everyone that's saying, we won't do it, we'll ignore it, we will, no, you won't. You can't. The governor's power is almost absolute. The city manager could be removed. Chris Caputo, as a commissioner, could be removed.
Okay, and let me say something about Chris Caputo. So he posted today saying, he has definitely come to bat for us on many occasions, Mr. Chris Caputo. And he posted on his Facebook saying that he would support drag. And like you said, he will be attending in drag as well, right? And if Ron DeSantis wants to come for him, he's ready to fight in court. Okay, and he put that on his Facebook. So he understands that his removal might happen, right? But he's ready to fight the fight. Yeah. Not everybody can do that.
I believe he will be on a float as a person, not necessarily in his role of a commissioner. And I can tell you something, nothing's going to happen on June 17th. We will protest, we will do whatever. No one's going to be arrested. Unless there's violence, no one's going to be arrested, no one's going to be dragged off. If any violations, what's going to happen is a couple Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the morning when there's no cameras, they're going to be served with papers. Your liquor license is gone. You're being removed from office. They won't give us the video of drag queens being hauled off. That would win the argument for us hands down. They won't give us that. It's going to come quietly in the middle of the week when no one's watching and there won't be a damn thing anyone can do about it, and there won't be any video to show for it, to show the outrage.
But maybe that's needed, that's necessary, because things have to change. I know it's painful, but again, we're not waking up unless outrage is, generated. I don't know how is that gonna change?
It's important to remember that Stonewall was a riot. Pride did not start off as just walking on floats and having a good time. It was a riot. It was standing up for ourselves. People were hurt. People were tired of being killed. People were tired of being injured and targeted. And that's happening again. We've gotten complacent as a community, and we've started to forget, because we got marriage equality, that we are still not done with our fight. And we need help from our other brothers and sisters that are in other states, in the other gay meccas, Palm Springs, New York. All of you, please help us. Start actually standing up for your fellow brothers and sisters here in Florida. And on our Pride, have your own protests with us. Please stand in solidarity, because if he goes for president, what's going to happen to you?
Mm-hmm.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.